Hey, welcome to Situations and Conversations with me, your host, Trey Renee, on wilesmag.com. I am very honored to be a part of the magazine. I believe we are all very sexy and sophisticated in our own right, and how we shine is up to our individual personalities, of course, and our individual expression. And I choose to express myself through the medium of talk. That's what I do. I love to talk. And if you know anything about me, and if you choose to Google me, that'd be great, because I'm sure you can find a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully it's all good. You will find that that's what I do. I express myself through talk. And so this is the medium that I would like to celebrate the month in which we celebrate fathers. And I'm honored to also bring my own family to the forefront with you guys. I share my whole life experience with anybody who will listen. Anybody within the sound of my voice, you probably know more about me than I know about me. Just to give you a little background, I have an extensive field of entertainment behind my belt, broadcasting, a little bit of acting, but mainly I like to be in the helping profession. And that is why I am pursuing my mental health career. I have had a master's in social work for many, many years, and how many I'm not going to tell you, because you might guess a little too much about how old I am these days. But I am also working on obtaining my licensure to be a clinical social worker so that I can help people directly one-on-one. And again, this medium is helping me, and it's also hopefully going to be helping you express yourself in a different way and find your own unique way of telling the world who you are and contributing. And so I'm contributing to Wiles Magazine. And today I am going to talk to my own husband about being a father. I thought about it, and I figured I could sit here all day and talk to you guys about how much of a daddy's girl I am, because, I mean, I am. But I thought maybe you might actually want to hear from a father, from a man actually doing it. And I'm not afraid to praise my husband. He is an amazing father. And I figure, hey, I have him right here in the house, so why not add him to the conversation? Because, you know, we are parents of two young girls, ages 6 and 4. And if I don't say their names, they're going to be all mad at me. So Bobby and Madison. And it's tough work, but I can talk about my perspective all day, but instead I'd like to bring my husband in. His name is Astor Chambers, and he's doing a fantastic job as far as I'm concerned. But I know that he has a perspective, a man's point of view on raising girls and the relationship between fathers and daughters that people need to hear from a man. So without further ado, here's my man, Astor. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I think we should just jump right on in. How do you feel? I mean, you're a fairly young parent. You're not an old man by any means. So you kind of got in here and you jumped in feet first with being a father to two young girls, and they are busy girls. And I just want to know, first of all, how do you do it?
You know, you never know what you're prepared for until you actually go through it. And I think as a father of two beautiful little girls, it was one of those things where I just look back at the importance of parents in my life and how much their personalities and their morals and their standards were put into my DNA and part of, you know, what I do on a daily basis and how I carry myself. So for me, I mean, when I look at raising two girls, it just starts out at the core of a parent and being somebody that's there to help shape and mold these individuals for the future. I mean, it's a gift, first off, to be a parent and have the opportunity to mold and shape the personality and the person that somebody is going to be. And I just take it very seriously, and especially when it comes to girls, just because I want to set a platform and a standard for them in terms of who they surround themselves with, and then eventually who they, you know, choose to spend the rest of their life with.
So do you feel like, you know, they should make sure that they pick a guy like you? Are you trying to mold them to pick a man just like daddy down the line, or put that in perspective for us as far as modeling and the expectations that you have for your children?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think it's one of, you know, has to be somebody exactly like daddy, but it has to be somebody who respects and value them as human beings and, you know, precious goods like daddy. That's only like daddy. It's the person who respects and is going to take care and value, appreciate, respect them in a way that's very reminiscent of what Daddy did, because they should know the value and the greatness that exists within them, and somebody should be able to appreciate that. That's the only thing that I would say he has to bring to the table that's similar to Daddy in terms of what he does, who he is, background, color, ethnicity, what have you. All those things can be what they are, but the way that they are to be treated and handled should be that in which, Daddy, very similar to the way Daddy did, or Daddy treated us, or Daddy thought growing up. That's the only thing I look at.
Well, I can speak about this firsthand because I'm with you. You're my husband, and we parent these children together. But I noticed that you are constantly telling these girls how much you love them, how beautiful they are. Is it because, and I'm biased. I do believe that they are beautiful and loved, and I know that. But is there another hidden motive maybe behind that from a father's perspective?
Yeah, I think, and again, I go back to, my upbringing, and just my mother showered me with constant reinforcement of how much she loved me and how I'm a king's kid and how I deserve the best and how love just exuded from her every day. That is something, again, that I felt helped to build my character, my confidence, and how I approach scenarios both personally and professionally. You kind of go back to those voices in your mind of, when Mom, what she used to tell me and what she thought of me and the vision she had of me. So for me, it's how do I now take that and transfer that over into my girls and make sure they know Daddy loves me unconditionally. He would say it to me every day. And if somebody tells them how much they love them every day and how special they are every day, after a while, they're going to start believing that they are special and that they are different and that they deserve greatness because they heard it every day. It was constantly embedded in them how great they were. Not that they were a great basketball player or a soccer player or great in school or great at cooking or what have you. Just you are loved and you're a great person. Once they have that foundation, and you deserve greatness.
Gotcha.
Because once they have that foundation and they believe it, they carry that into everything they do with confidence.
I like that. And it reminds me of when Chris Rock told Oprah, I think one day on her show, about how his main job as being a father to his girls is to keep them off the pole. What you think about that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know what? Hey, I'm one of whatever they choose to do, I'm going to support. I just know that there is a certain direction that you can try to lead them in. There's certain, fields of importance you'd love for them to get in. But at the end of the day, if my daughters are truly happy doing what they're doing, and it's something that's not detrimental to hurting people or society, I'm going to support them because I know the foundation that I'm providing them with is one of knowing that they are going to want to do things that are going to be positive and be respected in the eyes of not only them, society, but Daddy. They're going to want to make sure Daddy is proud of what it is they do. So there's no need for me to tell them what to do or what not to do, more importantly.
Okay.
That's already going to be instilled in them through their foundation of, the different morals and character that they see and hear in our household on a daily basis.
Well, that's good. You go ahead and take that stance. But I tell you one thing, if either one of them decide they want to try and get on somebody's pole, I'll be the one to let them know, that's not happening.
How about that?
I'm so glad that you took the time out to, hang out with me in a professional realm instead of just...
Yeah, I appreciate it. I really appreciate speaking on parenting, and I think as a father, if I may, this one last point, I think it's critical to have a very positive father-type role model in the lives of girls because girls in society are set up where they are exposed to so many different examples of women and different examples of what they can or should be. And girls immediately gravitate to that via media, TV. They watch, different princesses on TV shows and they see different musicians on TV and they can always say, I want to be like her. And they want to take things away from these different individuals, these different females. Girls are never going to gravitate to men or boys on TV to say, I want to be like them. It's just not what it is, and that's understandable.
No, they just want to be with them. Sorry, go ahead.
They want to be with them, right. So I think it's even more critical that as a father, you are providing an example for them in the household, and it's really the only male example that they are going to truly gravitate to take things away from, okay? Because they're not going to do that from a TV show. They're not going to do that from an artist, a musician. But a father is somebody who they see on a daily basis and somebody who's a figure of quote-unquote authority. But those are the traits that they're going to want to emulate within themselves, but also within the people they surround themselves, i.e. boys in class, boyfriends, who later become husbands and partners. So how do you make sure you're providing them with that example? Because the example you said is the example they're going to gravitate to.
Absolutely.
I don't want them to gravitate to somebody who's not going to give them what they deserve, and that is the world.
And I just want you to know one thing. Things probably that you don't see that I see, but yesterday, and this is, I told you guys, I tell you all my business. Yesterday, I took the girls to see a movie, and we were walking, and my oldest daughter, Bobby, said, "Mommy, you have to walk on the outside and the princesses walk on the inside so that we're safe." And if a boy was with us, the boy would always walk on the outside because Daddy always walks on the outside, even with you, Mommy. And I have to tell you, it really touched my heart. I mean, I giggled at first, and then I thought to myself, you know, my husband is really doing a really good job of showing these girls, not just talking to them about it, but I think most importantly, we have to show our children, show other people how we feel the best way to live is. And I'm not saying that we're doing, you know, that we're above anybody else, or, you know, oh, you have to show people how to be. Not necessarily, but if you are trying to teach somebody impressionable minds, such as children, your children, other people's children, whoever, it's always better, in my opinion, to show them rather than just talk to them. It's really about putting your money where your mouth is, because all day long you can say, oh, you should do that, and make sure you pick a guy who does this, and no guy should ever do that. But if you're not doing that as the father in this relationship, your girls are going to look at you like, yeah, okay. And next thing you know, you're going to have boys honking outside your house, being all rude, yelling for your girls to come out on a date. And you're going to be like, how did that happen? I'll tell you how, because that's what you were doing. That's what you were showing them. So I really do appreciate that. And I need you to know, babe, I really do appreciate you and all that you do, not just in the realm of a father, but as a husband and as a man. And that's why I'm with you.
I appreciate you. I love you even more for it.
Aw, thank you. And before we get too mushy, I guess I better wrap this segment up. I appreciate you all for listening and taking your time out of your day to take a little peek into my medium and how I choose to express myself and hopefully enlighten and encourage other people within the sound of my voice. I love you. I appreciate you for listening. Thank you so much. And God willing, we will be together again real soon. Until then, make sure you do what you can to uplift somebody else today. All right? Peace.